So, let's imagine the scene, right? It's nice and early on a Sunday morning, and I've woken up with the lark, and I've seen that the grass in the garden is a little bit too tall and high and overgrown, and so I'm doing some mowing at 6 in the morning.
Excuse me!
Hello? What?
Excuse me!
Sorry,
Turn off your mower!
it's extremely dangerous talking to a man with a mower.
It's extremely inconsiderate to mow your lawn.
It's
at
6 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. I've done a night shift. I've got to bed at midnight, and now you're mowing your lawn.
Have you ever heard of earplugs?
You're a selfish man. Get off.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
That's it. Well done, Ella. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Bravo,
Brilliant.
bravo.
So is it selfish? That's the key issue. Am I a selfish man if I do it? It's 6:05. I should say the time. So, you know, the sun was up. And it is summer. 0207 862 2222. Well, we must go to the Green Party on this. Do you have a policy on lawn mowing?
We don't have a policy on lawn mowing, but I love the idea that there's a man, or Jeremy Vine in a suit, just in the morning doing that.
Why
I just
not?
think people should be respectful and people should be compassionate towards their neighbours. We should all talk to our neighbours more. I'm not in favour of banning lawn mowers, though, or creating new laws. I mean, who's going to police that and enforce it? But I just think ultimately people should be a bit kinder.
It's so loud. I mean, that mower, the volume on it, Reem. Do you have a mower?
I do. I think it's quite frankly disgusting to mow your lawn on a Sunday morning at 6
Well,
a.m.
when then?
Jeremy, you should be ashamed of yourself.
But when would you mow it? Because you think about
Not at
Sunday,
6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Sunday afternoon, Sunday, you know, lunchtime. They're all equally difficult times.
They are all equally difficult. Look, I would say on a weekday, it's perfectly fine, 6 a.m. Most people are probably going to start getting up at that time. On a Sunday, 6 a.m., it's just inconsiderate. Now, as a one-off, perhaps maybe you had no other time. Maybe you were working on a Sunday and you had to do it. You had no other time to do it whatsoever. But I've got to say, it is extremely inconsiderate to do it that early in the morning when it is that loud.
The other thing I'd obviously say, though, is it's good for biodiversity to not mow your lawn. So actually just letting it go a little bit wild is actually really good for nature. But I suspect I may lose people on that.
No, I don't. No, I hear what you're saying. According to a survey, 20% of people said they would think nothing of firing up their mower before 8 a.m.
Selfish.
Thousands said they wouldn't hesitate to cut the grass before 7 a.m, even if it woke people up. More than half said it was acceptable to do it before 9 a.m.
I think probably 8:30, 9.
I think, I think on a weekend, I think you sort of want to be after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, for example, putting stuff in the bins. It's a classic example.
Yep.
That makes a racket. That will wake your neighbours. Probably wait till 10,
Yeah.
I would think. But I
think
don't
probably
know.
10. I think 10 a.m. is where you should be doing it. But if you absolutely have to, I think anything past 8, 9 is probably okay. Anything before 8, I think, is quite frankly rude.
Is the Green Party, to avoid lawn mowing, would the Green Party be in favour of a massive rollout of AstroTurf?
No, absolutely not.
I thought I'd give you an easy question at this point in the day.
I was like, where's that about to go?
No, but you don't like that stuff.
AstroTurf, no, it's terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
one, I think it looks bad, but that's a side note. But two, it's really, really bad for nature. It confuses bees, who are natural pollinators. But also, I think we do need to get more comfortable, quite seriously, with having messy lawns. I think, nature, as it's intended, is just allowed to grow. And there's been a very famous campaign called No Mow May, which is asking people not to mow their lawns in May, because actually that's the exact time when nature can really flourish.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't really care if people
don't
do
mind?
that. No, I don't mind. I mean, I think it looks messy, but if people want to mow their lawn, they should be allowed to mow their lawn. If
Just
they don't,
not in
they
May.
don't. Just not before 8 a.m. on a Sunday, please.
I mean, I went to the Chelsea Flower Show last year, and they have started now doing overgrown gardens. And so because they've obviously, it's a really tidy presentation. A lot of those gardens are very, they're immaculate. And then you come across one and it's just absolutely, I said, well, what happened here? Did the guy who designed it die or something? And he said, no, this is how it's supposed to be.
So
it's called, I said, it's just weeds. And they said, no, we don't call them weeds anymore. We call them pioneer plants.
Nice.
Isn't that interesting?
The fire brigade actually go to the Chelsea Flower Show to educate people, because one of the big problems with flooding is people are paving over those gardens, and actually they're really, really important for sustainable urban drainage. They suck up the water, and that's really important, particularly in cities.
Well, we'd love a call on this, 0207 862 2222. It might be that all the people who believe in mowing their lawns early
Out there doing it.
are out there doing it or have gone back to bed. Yeah.
They've done it in the morning, they've woken everybody up, and now they've gone back to bed.
I used to have family, I need to be a little bit careful here, who lived in the countryside, and I think it's almost worse. I think in the city, you're used to noise. And their neighbour, I don't know if it was a psychological thing, but he had a ride-on mower, and he would, I swear, be out on it twice a week, and always on a Sunday.
It
And
feels like he just doesn't like his neighbours.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to make you
he
all
was
upset.
unstoppable on that thing. I think he was joyriding to some
Did
extent.
anybody say anything? Did
I
anybody give him a
said,
knock on the
look,
door and
should
say,
you-
look, mate?
He was a very nice guy otherwise. I'm thinking I want to say a bit more, but I mustn't because he'll suddenly realise it's him. It was a kind of a compulsion, I think. And I think there is a
Maybe
thing
an
where...
addiction, perhaps?
I think it could have been an addiction.
Addiction
Yes.
to your lawnmower.
I think so. My wife was on the allotment yesterday. That's good. We're so green. Zack loves it.
It's impressive.
He's like, I
Yeah.
love Jeremy.
And I'd actually love community food growing for everyone. to
You'll
have that
you'll hate
opportunity.
me because I take about 40 flights a year, so...
You take 40... Look at that nervous laughter here.
He's like,
40 flights a year.
yeah, that's great. A little Ryanair flight over to Europe on a weekend. Brilliant.
Oh, I see. You just take city breaks.
Yeah.
These are not business trips.
Oh,
I mean,
some of them are.
we do have a climate crisis, and I'm obligated to say that.
Yeah. But would it be better if you just... I know people say ban private jets, but you just had private jets because generally there are so few of them. There's so few Taylor Swifts. It doesn't
Private
really
jet
matter.
takes off every 12 minutes in the UK, I believe.
Oh,
so
wow.
There's not
I
so
didn't
few
know
of them.
that.
This is not
Just a
the
very
way you
narrow,
solve... The way you
small
solve
group of-
climate change is get more Elon Musks, not by banning stuff.
Well, let's see what Mary thinks about the lawn mowing. Have you been on the receiving end of a mower, Mary?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Mary.
Hello, I'm phoning from Glasgow. Yes, I am told, I don't see, I have a lovely garden, but I would not dream of cutting the grass at 6 in the morning.
What sort of mower do you use? Do you have a ride-on?
No, it's an electric little mower,
Okay.
and it takes me about 10 minutes to cut my grass. at the
Wow.
most.
Because I've cut my mum's garden grass, and that takes me about half an hour. So, and she's got quite a small garden, so yours must be really quite tiny.
No, it's not. It's just because I keep it neat and tidy, and I always keep it neat and tidy because I was told by a gardener that if you grow your grass long, it attracts pollen, and it's not good for folk with asthma. So I was always told to cut it short and keep it regularly tidy.
And are
That's
you
what I was
cutting your
told.
grass once a week or more often?
About once every 9 days, depending on the
days.
weather. I've got to watch the weather so that my grass is neat and tidy. And as I talk to you as now, as I look out my window,
Do you cut the verges manually?
I cut the what?
The verges, the edge of the garden. Do you use shears?
You're going to smile at this. I cut my edges with a big pair of scissors.
Wow! Mary, you are
I can
fantastic.
do it. Yes.
Just
Any time
watch
of the
out with
day.
those, okay?
Sorry.
Watch out that you don't hurt yourself.
No, I'm a very fit, very grateful 79-year-old, and as part of my exercise, retired NHS.
Yeah,
Oh,
brilliant.
lovely.
Well, you've got a
Mary-
whole portrait there of Mary's life.
Well, I was going to ask, Mary, do you ever get upset by loud noises early in the morning from your neighbours?
Well, I can't, there's a communal grass round here that the housing association cut, and that, to my attitude, it has to be done. It's one of these things. It has to be done, and it keeps the place nice. And I'm very proud of my garden, and I actually got a plaque in that says, "Love my garden."
Oh, you're the
lovely.
best, Mary. Thank you. Enjoy your day, Mary. I think we're okay now. What time? We got 10:30. You can get out and mow now. Green Party would approve of that.